Thailand checked every box for me. It was beautiful, exciting, affordable. My son lives there. Why couldn't I breathe there? Because when I got to Spain, I could. When people choose where to live, they usually focus on how it looks, the beaches, food, lifestyle. What I realize is that you don't choose a place based on how it looks. You choose a place based on how you feel in it. Don't we engage with people that way according to how they make us feel? Thailand had everything people say they want. So logically, it should have been perfect. And here's something else people don't talk about. If you have a dog or a pet or something, that becomes a whole other decision. Flying to Southeast Asia, they want to put your dog in cargo. Do you know how many hours that is? And I don't care how many times they say it's safe. My little 9-pound fur baby on a 20-hour flight? Absolutely not. And honestly, I would have been just as stressed out as he would have been. So I made the decision to leave him behind for a while. But not just anywhere. I found the most amazing pet and house sitters. They took such great care of him. They even trained him. I'm saying goodbye to my friends who've been taking care of little Moosey all of this time. They took such good care of him and he looked
Hello
so
and
loved.
bye.
See you one more.
And they started their own channel while they've been here in Spain. What's the name of your channel?
Que Falta. It's a Portuguese name.
Meaning, what does it mean?
What's missing?
What's missing? So check them out, guys.
Thank you.
Here's the other thing. There aren't a lot of dogs out there. You might see one here and there, but it's not really a social environment for dogs. And my dog, he loves other dogs. So even something like that may sound small to some people, it started to matter to me. I want my dog to be happy too. And I gotta tell you, my name became a pretty big deal to me. Even more than it did in grade school. People in America already struggle with it. They call me Marion, Mary, Miriam with an N on the end. And then in Southeast Asia, they don't even try. It's like their tongue just says no. And it sounds small, but when people can't even say your name, you start to feel disconnected. And day to day, it just wasn't the same experience. The pace, the energy, even just how I felt moving through my day, even down to the basics like food. Thailand's food is amazing, but a lot of it is fried, a lot of saturated oils. And I had worked really hard to get my body feeling healthy again from the state it was in before I left the US. It just didn't align long term. And then there was the air quality. When you combine those things, how you're eating, what you're breathing in every day, that matters. And then the beds. If you've seen my other videos, then you already know I was almost gonna go through with having a surgery on my back to get me out of pain. Those beds in Thailand felt like cement blocks. So as you can see, it says healthy care, all right, spring mattress, for your utmost comfort for all night deep sleep. Oh yeah? Well, you see this coin? You see how it doesn't bounce? It sounds hollow inside. You can feel how hard it is. And you can hear it too. A friend of mine who I met while I was there, she's lived there for over 16 years now. And she told me,
Yeah, that's typical of the beds here.
y'all, I'm not even exaggerating. I would wake up every morning in all kinds of pain. There were times when I felt like I was back in the US again. I even purchased a mattress topper to see if that would help. And I remember thinking I'd have to invest in a whole new mattress, have it shipped, spend thousands of dollars, and I didn't even know how long I was gonna be there. In the first few weeks, I thought it was kind of funny because I figured, all right, you'll get used to it. There is no way in the world my body that was recuperating from back issues was getting used to that. So when little things like that, at least for me, start adding up day after day, it stops feeling like a small thing. And this is the part where most people just push through. They tell themselves it's not that bad, but that's exactly how you end up staying somewhere that was never meant for you. Like my name, Miriam. I spent years not even liking it. I didn't like what it meant, what it represented, and I tried to distance myself from it. At one point in time, I asked my parents if I could change my name legally. But now I understand it because one of the meanings is rebel. And I used to think that that was a bad thing. I'm okay with being the one who questions things, the one who doesn't just follow the path, the one who exits. And now I help other women do the same. And there was something else I didn't expect, the friendliness. Thailand is known as the land of smiles. And I did see that everywhere. That mostly came from the workers. Day to day, just walking around, that wasn't really my experience. People weren't approaching you just to talk. There wasn't a lot of eye contact at all. It just felt more closed off. And listen, like I said, that was just my experience. Because when I got to Spain, it was completely different. And it is every single day here. People are so friendly, they're outgoing, they'll start conversations with you. And even when you try to explain to them that you don't really speak the language that well, they still try, and they will go on and on having a whole conversation with you. And the only way you can figure out what they're saying is from their hand gestures and body language. They're very expressive. But that made a huge difference for me because I didn't just want to live somewhere. I wanted to feel connected there. I just never felt fully settled in Thailand. And I remember thinking, maybe it's just this area. Maybe I just need to find the right spot. So I went to a few other locations. But no matter where I went, it was fun, but it still didn't feel like home. And I kept asking myself one question: why does everything look right but feel wrong? And once I figured that out, everything changed. Because a lot of times people don't leave a place, not because it's right for them, but because they can't explain what feels wrong. So I'm gonna break it down real simple so you can recognize the signals when a place is not right for you. So the first sign is your body never fully relaxes. You might be enjoying yourself, you might even be having fun, but your body is always a little on edge. You don't feel settled. You don't feel grounded. And that's exactly how I felt in Thailand. The second sign is you're constantly adjusting. You're adjusting your routine, your food, your sleep. You're always trying to make it work. First, I was like, okay, let me just try to cook at home only, or when I go out, I'll look for grilled food, which is not that prevalent. And if you've seen my other videos, I say in them that I do like to dine out. And eating grilled foods and healthier foods, they cost more, and that can add up. So even though it's still cheaper than in the US, but if you're doing that on a daily basis and it costs more, you're gonna be. So then I got the mattress topper for the bed to make that feel better. And because my back started bothering me so much, I finally even had to adjust my workout routine. Now I did go to a PT while I was there, and it felt great, but I had to go back to that bed. By the way, shout out to the amazing medical facilities in Thailand. They are really top notch, I must say. Sign number 3, you can't picture your normal life there. It feels good for a moment, but when you think about waking up, living your everyday life, it just doesn't feel natural. And number 4, you keep second guessing it. You keep telling yourself, maybe it's just me. Maybe I need more time. Maybe I need to adjust. But deep down, you already know. And once you recognize that, you stop trying to force something to fit and you start looking for what actually does. And that's the part I had to be honest about. It wasn't that Thailand was bad. It just wasn't right for me. And especially since you hear all over social media what an amazing time everybody's having there and everybody wants to move to Thailand, it still just wasn't for me. And that part is where things shifted for me. And then I came to Spain, and it wasn't loud, it wasn't flashy, it wasn't trying to impress me. It just felt so calm and grounded. I felt like I could actually settle into my life. Even in the city areas, it just felt more relaxed. I could breathe easy. I wasn't rushing or overstimulated. I wasn't trying to figure it out every day. And that's how I knew that some places are exciting, but they're not peaceful. And being honest with myself, I didn't just want excitement. I wanted and needed peace. So I realized that a lot of people, they choose places based on excitement. Like, going on a vacation. But excitement doesn't mean alignment. Just because a place looks good, it doesn't mean it's good for you. And that applies to other things as well. So when you're choosing where to live, you have to ask yourself some real questions. Do I feel calm here? Can I see myself living a normal day here? Or does this only feel good on vacation? Because a lot of people build their life around places they'd only enjoy for a week or two, and then wonder why it doesn't feel right long term. That's why I chose Spain. Not because it looked better, but because it felt better. I'll be going back to Thailand regularly. My son lives there, and I did enjoy my time there. I really did, except for that bed. But it's just not going to be my home, and I'm okay with that. If you've ever been somewhere where everything looked right, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you're trying to figure out your next move, don't just chase what looks good. Pay attention to what feels right. And if you're at that point where you're trying to figure out where you belong next, or what your next move should be, I help you map that out. The link is in the description. See you in the next video.